Morning vlog. Hope you guys had an awesome week this past week. Today, I'm going to attempt, there we go. Today, I'm going to attempt to take my first ride on my friend Sinan's boosted board here. I'm gonna see if I can get the hang of it. I'm gonna answer some questions for you guys today, and hopefully I don't kill myself in the process, so we'll see how it goes. This is my first time trying to ride a boosted board, so pretty flexible. This is my first movement ever. Alright, it's not so bad. Just gotta lean forward, really. Hopefully no one steals my camera. Okay, so right now I'm headed to my favorite brunch spot. It's called Tom's, and I'm gonna go grab some pancakes, some eggs, some bacon, get some fuel, and we'll see what we can get into today. This looks incredible. Tom's, corner of Sterling and Washington. Amazing. Okay, so it's officially been 6 months since I've moved to New York City, and I can easily say that it's been everything that I knew it would be, plus a whole lot more amazingness. Now I know I haven't spoken that much about Vayner, and that's because I've been busy working at Vayner and doing a lot.
It's true.
But seriously, it's been incredible. Hands down, the best thing is the people. It's the culture. It's the connections that I've been able to make with others that are just doing incredible things in their life right now, and in the future are going to do even more incredible things. For those of you that don't know, that's actually my first 9-to-5 job, and I hadn't planned to move to New York City to work for VaynerMedia. Originally, I planned to move to New York in the summer of 2018, and I was going to continue to grow a couple of businesses of mine. And I got the call from Vayner in the process of trying to figure out my move to New York City. And so I ended up saying yes to that opportunity because it just made sense. And that brought me to New York, which is where I wanted to be. And I just absolutely love it. And I'm very aware that a lot of you guys that follow me are fans of Gary, or either you're entrepreneurs or you're super into social media or you want to start your own business. And I really wanted to take the time to make this vlog not only to push myself with my time management and to further my own creativity, but to take some questions from you guys. So if you guys follow me on Instagram, I asked you guys to send me questions that you'd like me to answer in this vlog. So I got quite a few interesting questions from you guys, and I'm gonna tackle some of these, and this is my way of kind of connecting with you guys a little bit more and giving you an update on how everything's going all at the same time. So here we go. what is the biggest challenge in my life that I'm facing right now, a lot of you guys ask that. It takes me about an hour commute to get to VaynerMedia from my apartment, and then an hour commute back to my apartment. So if I'm working 10, 12 hours at VaynerMedia, then there's also the 2-hour commute within that 24-hour day. So there's 12, 14 hours. I'm really big on the fact that if anyone ever says, I don't have time for this or that, it's simply an excuse. You make time for what you want to make time for. And the things that I care about making time for are working at VaynerMedia, because that's what I do Monday through Friday. Working out is a big priority, and eating healthy. I know for a fact that I need to eat better, and I simply need to make more time to work out like I used to before I moved to New York City. So that's something that I just need to work on more. Did moving to New York in any way change my perspective on life? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, living in New York City is unlike living anywhere else in the world. And even though I had been to New York several times in the last 24 months before I moved here 6 months ago, now that I've actually lived here for 6 months, I mean, I pretty much have a good grasp on what it's like to be a New Yorker. And I must say, it really is amazing. I mean, there's just a certain type of energy, and there's just a hustle that's in the air that you can feel from other people, and you know that the people that are around you are ambitious and they're wanting to do great things. And for me personally, there's a lot of people that I happen to be surrounded with every single day that want to do a lot for other people and want to really help others and just make the community around them and the world a better place. And I mean, that's one of the reasons why I moved here, and that's definitely one of the biggest things that I've gotten from living in New York City, is being able to connect with other like-minded people. And that's why I think it's so important to surround yourself with people that are very ambitious and that are interested in the same type of things that you're interested in, and that just give you a good energy and support everything that you do if you're doing the right thing, and that want to do big and amazing and good things with you. Yeah. Someone asked the question if I thought having a job was bad. The answer is yes. Having a job is terrible if it's a job that completely sucks your soul, or you don't enjoy who you work for or with, or if you're not doing something you believe in and feel passionately about. Going into 2019, there's just way too many opportunities all around us everywhere for you to be able to transition out of doing something that you don't enjoy doing every day. But to give a little bit more context on this question, the person that asked it actually clarified with me later that this is the spot where they were coming from. And this person said they felt like a lot of influencers online today are putting out the idea that you need to get out of the rat race, get out of a job, out of the employee category and into the business owner and the investor or the influencer category. I'm trying to be really thoughtful with what I say here, but basically here's how I feel about it. The only reason you should want to get out of your job to go to another job or to start your own business, if the thing that you're leaving that job to go do is something that makes you happy and something that fulfills you. If you actually have a job where you're able to wake up and do what you love doing every single day, and you experience deep fulfillment from this job, then I don't think that's something you need to leave. And a lot of people, I think, take money into account when they're making decisions like this, and I realize the importance of money, and that's why I'm trying to be thoughtful with what I say here. I think if you predicate the decisions that you make in life around chasing after more money, I think that your end result is going to be unhappiness. So here's my job experience. I worked at an Outback Steakhouse in Lumberton, North Carolina for 10 years. Yes, for a decade. Why, you might ask? Some of you might even ask, how? How was I able to stay there for that long? And the reason is because that was a part-time job where I got paid the most amount of money, where I had to do the least, and where it took the least amount of energy and time away from me. So I started that job as a junior in high school. I just turned 17, didn't even have a car yet. And I won't go too much into my college situation because that's something I'm saving for another video. I went to college for several years while working at Outback Steakhouse, and that's one of the reasons why I stayed at Outback so long. So my point in saying all that is to say, even though I didn't necessarily love serving people food, I came to love that job for what it brought me, what it taught me, and what I was able to do while at that job, outside of that job. That part-time job was one of my streams of income, and it was one that I didn't want to cut off. You never want to cut off a stream of income if you don't have to. And so, not joking, almost every dollar that I made at Outback Steakhouse, I spent investing into what I believe the best thing that any human being can invest in, and that is themselves. I bought books, I bought online courses that helped me enhance my skill set, and that taught me a lot of the things that I now know how to do. Going to conferences and meetups and networking events, hanging around successful people, and getting around people that had done in their lives what I want to do. I was also using the flexibility of working at Outback to launch experiments. I was trying different businesses. I was seeing what was working, what I liked, what I didn't like, and I think that's super important for people to do. I think that should be everyone's goal in 2019, is to launch as many different experiments as you possibly can, because how else are you going to figure out what you like and don't, and what you're good at and what you're not good at? And even though I have a job working for someone else now, and I had a job back then, I still consider myself an entrepreneur. 100%. You can work a job for someone else and be an entrepreneur. However, growing up, I wasn't in an entrepreneurial environment. I wasn't taught how to be an entrepreneur. I wasn't taught that that was a path you can go down. And so in the last couple of years, I had dropped out of school and was still working at Outback part-time, but I was really starting to get the business thing clicking. And then it finally came time to quit that part-time job at Outback and just go all in on my personal brand and on my different businesses. My plan was to move to New York City in the summer of 2018. Now, what I didn't know was that VaynerMedia was gonna call me in the process of moving to New York and offer me a position. It seemed like it made perfect sense to connect me to New York, and just everything with Gary and Vayner is just everything that I believe in. And it just felt right. To be honest, after the last year or so, before I came to VaynerMedia, I never thought I would have another job again. I was determined that I was going to take the skill sets that I have and improve on them, take my skills into the market, solve people's problems. Everything was going to plan. But you have to be relentless in the pursuit of your dreams, but you got to be flexible in your approach. And I really think you guys could benefit from adopting that same mentality.
Hey you! Don't watch that! Watch this! This is the heavy monster sound! The nuttiest sound around! So if you coming up the street and you're beginning to feel the heat, well listen, Buster, you better start to move your feet to the rockinest, rock steady beat of madness!
Alright, next question. Someone asked, what is it that I do for Gary Vee? It has nothing to do with Cocoa Puffs. I work on a team within VaynerMedia called Vayner Talent. And essentially we do exactly what Gary Vee's team does for him, but for our 12 or 13 clients. Someone asked, is it better to be a big fish in a small pond or a little fish in a big pond? I wouldn't know, I'm a shark. What's it like being in a long distance relationship? For those of you that don't know, my girlfriend still lives back home in North Carolina. And for me, it's really easy because I know what my North Star is. If you know exactly where you're trying to go and you've reverse engineered that, and you know what the steps are that are required to get you to this North Star, it becomes really easy. So for this portion of our lives, we're not living close together like we have been for the last 5 years of our relationship. It's just that. It's a small piece of our lives. What would I be doing if I wasn't at VaynerMedia. I would be full-time building businesses and my personal brand. Hello?
Hey,
Hey,
what you doing?
I'm in the middle of answering questions for my vlog. You're on speakerphone. Say hello.
Hello.
How's it like being in a long-distance relationship with me?
So what?
How's it like being in a long-distance relationship with me?
It's okay.
What's the
We're
hardest?
making it.
Huh?
We're making it.
What's the hardest part about it? Being in a long-distance relationship? Is that the
The
hardest?
hardest thing about it?
Yeah.
Not having someone to come home to, like when you're excited about something, and have them there in person to tell, or you had a bad day to hug you.
Well, I'll be home for Thanksgiving. What's a book I recommend? Look at these blurbs. John Mayer, who I'm still waiting to meet. Gary, listen. I know for a fact that you and John Mayer are cool like that. I need the introduction. Okay, lessons learned in my 6 months of living in New York City. Something that I've been made much more aware of since living in New York and working at VaynerMedia is the fact that if you want to be really successful in entrepreneurship or business, life in general, man, you got to understand that it's not about the money, it's not about the accolades, it's about people, you know? It's about connecting with other people, figuring out how you can help others. And I've always believed that if you can help enough people get what they want in life, eventually you will get what you want out of life. I think if you can figure out how to be a good communicator with other people, just in general, and if you can figure out how to over communicate with others, then you're gonna be much better off than someone that doesn't figure out that game, because it's just that important. I believe that you can solve any kind of problem that you have with another human being if you can figure out how to best communicate with that other person. I mean, it's all about people. Life is about people. And if you're a shy person, or if you're somebody that is just scared to talk to others, you don't like putting yourself out there, you don't like to, communicate with others through social because you're worried about other people's opinions or anything like that, I think the best way to get over that fear, the more times that you do it, the more that it actually becomes normal. Repetition and habit cures fear. If you're scared to do something, if you simply develop the self-discipline to make yourself do it and continuously do it day after day, eventually it's going to be a habit that you do that thing, and eventually you'll have done it so many times that you'll know what to expect and you'll figure out the different nuances of it, and that will eventually lead to you becoming better at whatever that thing is that you're trying to improve. And in this case, I think if you're wanting to connect more with people, you're wanting to be a better networker, I think simply going up and talking to more people, or sending that message, or putting out that video in whatever way that you decide you want to connect with others, I think you should really consider doing a lot more of that. All right, vlog, I think that I'm gonna call it a night. It's getting kind of dark and only have a little bit of charge left on the boosted board. So man, I gotta say to end out this vlog that I had a lot of fun going around the city and recording this and answering you guys' questions. I sincerely appreciate everybody that gave me a question. And I know I didn't get a chance to answer all of them, but I promise I'm gonna be back. I'm gonna be doing a little bit more of these whenever I can find the time. I really wanna do more stuff like this in the future for you guys. So if you wanna get with me somehow, leave a comment, send a message about some more of the stuff like this that you might wanna see from me in the future, whether that's a question you have for me, or some tips that you think I could give you, some kind of value I could provide you, something you would like to see me do, just let me know and I'll try my best to do it. I really enjoy doing this, and like I said, I want to do more of it, so let me know what you guys would like to see in the future and I'll make that happen. I really want to end this video with a challenge. So I challenge everybody that's watching this to sometime this week, whatever it is that you've been wanting to start, whatever kind of change you've been wanting to make, something that you've been wanting to tackle, I challenge you to get over the part that most people never get over, that holds most people back, and that is the starting part. So I challenge you to just go start. Don't worry about doing whatever it is that you're trying to do perfectly. Don't worry about messing up. Simply start. Okay? That's my challenge to you. I hope you guys have an amazing week. I hope you enjoyed the vlog, and I'll see you soon.